The War of Two Crowns. Long before maps were inked in straight lines, two kingdoms shared a vast valley shaped like an open palm. To the east stood Aranthia, ruled by Queen Lysara the Golden. Her kingdom shimmered with wheat fields and citadels carved from pale stone. Aranthians believed in order, legacy, and the sanctity of borders. To the west rose Valadorn, under King Kalar Stormborn. Forests thick as secrets guarded their cities. Valadorn valued freedom, resilience, and the right to roam untamed lands. Between them ran the River Ilion, ancient, generous, and fiercely contested. The spark, for generations, the river had nourished both kingdoms. But when drought struck the valley, suspicion flowed faster than water. Aranthia accused Valadorn of diverting the river upstream. Valadorn claimed Aranthia had built hidden dams beneath their marble bridges. Messengers were sent, accusations sharpened, pride sealed ears. Then one autumn morning, a single arrow crossed the river. It did not matter who loosed it. War answered. The years of fire. The first battles were brutal, but brief. Aranthia's disciplined phalanxes marched in precise formations. Valadorn's warriors moved like wolves through fog and trees. Sieges followed, fields burned, bridges collapsed into the river. Songs turned into laments. The war lasted 7 years. 7 years of sons not returning. 7 years of daughters learning the weight of armor. 7 years of kings and queens hardening into symbols rather than people. Queen Lysara lost her younger brother at the Battle of Greystone Ford. King Kalar buried his only son after the siege of Thornwatch. Still, neither surrendered, because neither believed the other capable of peace. The turning did not begin in a throne room. It began in a forest clearing where 2 wounded soldiers lay after a skirmish. One Aranthian, one Valadorn. They were boys, too exhausted to lift swords. They shared the last of their water from the same cracked flask. They discovered something dangerous. They both feared dying alone. They both missed home. They both thought the war had gone too far. When villagers found them days later, they were alive and talking. Word spread, quietly at first, then insistently. In border towns, where bloodlines had always mingled, mothers refused to send their children to the next campaign. Farmers from both sides, whose lands had turned to ash, met in secret and rebuilt irrigation channels together. Because drought did not recognize banners. For the first time, the people moved before their rulers did. The meeting of crowns. Under mounting unrest and dwindling armies, Queen Lysara proposed a parley. King Kalar accepted. They met on the shattered stones of the old River Ilion bridge, the same bridge where the first arrow had flown. No guards, no armies, just 2 rulers standing over the river that had betrayed them both. Lysara spoke first. This war has taken everything but our pride, and pride feeds no one. Kalar looked at the cracked riverbed beneath them. My son died, believing we fought for survival. I no longer know if we fought only for stubbornness. Silence followed, not hostile, but heavy with realization. They did not negotiate territory first. They negotiated water. Engineers from both kingdoms would rebuild the river system together. Control would not belong to one throne, but to a council of river stewards chosen from both lands. Borders would remain, but trade would flow freely. Intermarriage would not be forbidden. Armies would remain, but smaller, defensive, restrained. And the bridge would be rebuilt, not in white marble or dark oak, but in stone drawn from both kingdoms. The beautiful ending. Peace did not arrive like a trumpet blast. It arrived like rain. Slowly, softly, fields greened again. Markets reopened. Children grew up knowing stories of war as warnings, not destinies. Years later, at the dedication of the rebuilt bridge, Queen Lysara and King Kaler stood side by side, older, marked by loss, but steadier. Inscribed into the stone were simple words. We learned too late that enemies are often mirrors. We rebuild so our children will not forget. In time, the two crowns remained, but the valley became known by a new name, the Twin Realm, and the river, once fought over, became the place where festivals were held every spring. Lanterns from Aranthea floating beside wooden carvings from Valadorn, drifting together downstream. The war was remembered, but it was no longer repeated. And that was the true victory.